Welcome to Mile High Reefers. I'm Scott Anderson. And have you ever walked into a fish store and seen those frag tables full of just beautiful and amazing coral and wondered where they come from? Well, generally, before they make it to that retailer, they go to a wholesaler. So today, I thought we'd go to Hammerhead Corals in Parker, Colorado. Think South Denver. And check out Denver's latest wholesale coral seller.
Good morning, everybody. This is Brandon with Hammerhead Corals. We've recently started a new company here in Parker, Colorado. We are the wholesale of live corals to retail stores. We started again in COVID during 2020 here. We've been open for about 6 months now. We're trying to bring a new name to the game, both quality and price. So if you see stuff you like and you aren't a retail store, you may want to go tell your stores they need to start contacting us because we have the stuff. Little background on myself. I've retired military from the medical field. I've also been in the hobby for about 25 years. After retiring from the Army, I took on the responsibilities of maintaining commercial tanks and systems throughout the Colorado-Denver area, which cover from Cheyenne, Wyoming, all the way down to Pueblo. Average tank size, 1,500 to 30,000 gallons. Here at Hammerhead Corals, we also try to bring in corals from Indonesia, which is Jakarta, Australia, Vietnam, and we have some that come in from the Caribbean, which is, some people don't always bring them, but that's where you find your really nice mushrooms like Rhodactis mushrooms and humus. A lot of flower nymphs come from that area also. So here at Hammerhead Coral, we usually try to bring in a wide variety. We bring it in weekly, as long as the shippers are allowing us to bring them in.
Brandon, I'm seeing some beautiful coral in these tanks. Can you show me some of your favorites?
Sure, Scott. This being one of my favorite corals, it's a wonderful Cantophylia. Most people hear that name, they think, oh, it's going to be really expensive. A simple green, mint colored like this is actually very affordable. Colors, it pearlesces, it has pastels, it does really well. They get really large, they have that little bit of that movement to them in the high flow. But ultimately, they're just a very underrated coral that a lot of people tend to look past because they've gotten their reputation of being really pricey.
Brandon, I love Euphilia, and you've got a table full of it. Show me some of your favorites in here.
Some of the favorites are like my newest ones I just brought in the other day, my green-tipped glow light style corals here. They very similar to what people call Aussie blacks, but instead of the gray tip, they have a lime green bright tip. Another one would be, of course, I think is really good is it's not quite as neon, but it's still really bright, is the peach-tipped green torch over on this far end over here.
That is beautiful.
Still one of your reasonably priced corals, and of course we have dragon souls and a few others, and we have a wonderful octospawn that's a peach color back there in the back.
Beautiful. Is that a wall?
It is actually branching. Be careful if you try to come take corals out of my tail. My guard dog. That's an animal, is what I call him.
Yeah. Red toadfish. That is awesome.
Big old red toadfish.
Dude, he looks like a catfish. He looks awesome.
So on these wonderful colored corals you see here, when we ordered them, they came in, they were ordered as Cantophilias, red splash Cantophilias. They came in Cinerina and Cantophilia. So I got a little bit of a bonus there on my order. I know 2 are Cantophilias, 2 are definitely Cinerinas, but I'll let you all look at them and you can make your decision from there.
I am blown away by these, Brandon. I might have to take one of these home. They are insane. Are these Indo or Aussie?
These are Indo.
Oh, I'm so happy Indo's back. Look at those.
Yep, and we have a wonderful gold speckled Cantophilia there on the end. I'm not sure if you're able to see it there on the camera, but we've got that guy sitting there. And
that is special. I'm seeing lots of Vietnam mushrooms, Brandon. I love them. Tell me about them.
Vietnam mushrooms are great. They're usually really hardy. They love tons of flow. I mean, you can't give them enough flow usually. They do great. They are usually really bright in color, and they do really well. Even your purples and greens tend to have other colors of yellows and reds in them also.
And I heard there's a trick with the lighting on these Vietnam yogurts.
Yes, they tend to like a lot of light.
Brandon, I love Zoas. I'm seeing a whole table of them. Tell me about it.
Zoas are awesome. Again, these right here are our Aussie and Jakarta ones that we have right here. We usually have a whole bunch of Vietnams, but lately, as soon as I get them in, they're right back out the door. They don't hang around. They're usually in and out as soon as I can get them in.
These are wild collected with just huge high-end patterning on. Like this one's probably got 6 or 8 different Zoas on it. It's amazing. I love it. Brandon, I'm a sucker for fat-headed pallies, and I see a bunch. Tell me about it.
So fathead pallies, underrated. They do come in bright colors, as you can see here in some of our selection here. They do great for a lot of tanks. People tend to not like them. What I have always done, they make great cover for fowler tanks on tanks that you just can't have a lot of coral with. All right, so everybody, over here we still have our frags, which we usually try to build frag packs. We usually try to do a little bit of everything. So usually in our frag packs, we'll have some sort of like an SPS, an LPS. We'll mix it with mushrooms, dragon souls, zoas, you name it, you probably will get it, even avipora, gonnies, seagrass, duncans. So we try to give you that great selection of a little bit of everything for a sampler package. We also usually at almost any given time, we usually have pretty much over 350, 400 frags ready to go for frag packs in stock. We are increasing that number as the days go and we start getting more and more stuff in.
Brandon, this red Sinorita is beautiful and it's huge. Tell me about it.
So this one has been a really hard sell for me. Biggest issue is the size. Not necessarily price or anything like that, it's just literally the size. When he opens 100% at times, he takes up, we're probably a good 10 inches in diameter. I mean, he is just massive. His skeleton on the bottom is probably 4 or 5 inches in diameter. He's beautiful. The problem is a lot of people just don't have the space for him. And here at Hammerhead, we have everything like I was saying before. We have small, we have big.
Brandon, I'm in love with these corals. I told myself that I was not gonna buy a bunch of coral, but I'm gonna come home with a bunch of coral.
Okay.
If people watching this video are interested in this coral, how do they get it from you?
I'm usually wholesale only. So you'll have to go to your local stores, talk to them about getting coral through me if you see stuff you like, things like that. They can contact me through email at hammerheadcorals@gmail.com or on Facebook with an instant message there at Hammerhead Corals. And we usually update on those all the time. We have mailers that go out and Dropbox that shows the stores, our pricing, and what we have available.
So sign up for the mailer. That's what you want. You want to see the corals coming out. Follow them on Facebook. And Brandon, let's pick some coral.
All right, let's do it.
I had an absolute blast hanging out with Brandon at Hammerhead Corals. Going and checking out corals and filming is really one of my favorite things to do. I walked in telling myself I wasn't going to spend a ton of money. I spent a ton of money. I needed to save for a calcium reactor and stuff like that. But after seeing Brandon's coral, I had to pick some up. This isn't a sponsored thing. This is really where I get my coral. So I can recommend Brandon on personal experience. So let's check out what I personally bought with my own money and put in my tank. For the first time since I think the 90 gallon, I have torches in this tank again. The first torch is this kind of mint green stock with those bright green tip. It's really gorgeous, and it's doing great right here at the top of the tank in highlight. Next is a dream torch of mine. That's this 24 karat gold Aussie torch. You'll see I've done something really unusual, and I put it in a field of dying pallies. Seems like a bad place for it, and honestly, I don't know why the pallies are dying. They're ones I've had for like 8 or 10 years, but they've started dying back. But there is a piece of bare rock available in the perfect spot for this torch, so I'd rather have torch here than pallies. Maybe not the best mounting location, but I think it's gonna work out to be pretty cool. And then there's these green and almost burgundy pastel-y blastos. They're super cool, and I mounted them in an unusual spot, and that's on my dome brain. I'm running out of places to mount coral, so coral skeleton seems like a good place to put it, and I'm not worried about it growing into the dome brain anytime soon. These are both really slow growing corals. Next is this St. Thomas mushroom. I used to have a St. Thomas mushroom right here. It had those bright red filaments at the end of the tentacles, and it blew off one day. It just detached and I lost it. So I've replaced it with this one. It's showing a bit of pink, so you never know, it might brighten up. In fact, I think it probably will. Saving the best for last is this Cynarina / Acanthophilia. Honestly, I'm not sure which one it is. It looks pretty Acanthophilia to me, but I'll let you guys tell me what you think it is in the comments down below. The reason I bought it is it's a good sized specimen, but the colors on it are insane. It's got that red center with the green ring going around it. Around that is another red ring, and around that is another green ring. And it's actually really bright. Now, right now, it's not as open as it will be, and it's gonna take a little time to adjust. I've mounted it on the rockwork, which may not be the best place for it. Only time will tell. So this is probably my new favorite coral, assuming I can get it to set in and thrive in this spot. I had an absolute blast hanging out with Brandon at Hammerhead Corals. So if you're looking for a new wholesaler, you're a retailer, or you're a garage guy, you're an internet seller, hit Brandon up. His contact information is in the description down below. As for me, I will continue buying from him so I can keep my tank looking this good. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.